Krejci is told us he is with Team Doyle still. And as you see,
this fight is scheduled for 3 rounds in the featherweight division. Introducing first, fighting out of the Twin J Transportation blue corner. He's a jiu-jitsu fighter, standing 5 foot 7 inches tall, weighing at 146 pounds, with an amateur record of 5 wins, 6 defeats. Training out of Team Doyle, out of Omaha, Nebraska, Josh Local Legs Krejci.
Like I said,
now introducing his opponent. Fighting out of the Nebraska Lottery red corner. He's a freestyle fighter, standing 5 foot 6, 184 pounds, 148 pounds, with 7 wins, 5 losses. Training out of Minter Great Performance and Premier Combat Center. Fighting out of Nebraska City, Nebraska, Brett Minter.
So one thing I didn't get to mention, Brett is kind of fighting with a heavy heart. One of his best friends, Trevor Studheit, just passed away, son of Matt Edwards, a Dynasty vet. So this fight was in memory of him.
Okay.
You know, so he has kind of dealt with personal issues as far as that goes.
So, and when you deal with something like that, a loss to somebody close like that, I mean, does that get you off your game, or does it give you a little bit of fire to come out there and fight with? Or does it just depend on the person?
Man, it's really a mix. Some guys, I think, have had their best fights, with personal issues, and some guys, whereas other guys have made mistakes. It's just how you use it. You've got to fight hands.
So, we were talking earlier about the guillotine thing, and Josh had him in the guillotine in full guard, which is a good place to be.
Yep.
So what is Josh going for here, Henry?
Well, he had been going for his guillotine, but then he lost it. Good for him, though, to get back to his guard. He was really risking the Von Flue from there. You see him overhooking. I think from here he's either going to go to a kind of an elevator hook sweep, or you're going to look for the triangle. I know he went against a Scotts Bluff fighter back at Love and War in February, and he hit his butterfly sweep from here. Brett's going to be looking for this guillotine coming up here. Steps over, good step over. See if he can stick him. If I'm Josh, I'm kind of coming up under him.
So what is Brett trying to accomplish here with this guillotine? It seems like he's got him kind of trapped. He's kind of on top of, a little bit too on top of him here to accomplish anything.
So from here, he's going to be looking to push his head to the side and then try to get, now he pushed him off.
Man, I can hear Derek all the way back here in my headset.
Yeah, Brett does not want.
Look at this,
good.
This head and arm choke.
He cannot let this get this trap. He's got to use that. Yeah, he's trying to get that hook out.
And it looks like Krejci's actually defending this pretty well. Man,
you go more to like a deep half.
He is transitioning well. I'm surprised to see this Brett's game here.
I said Brett's just kind of got to stay calm, man. I think Josh is doing a good job staying, keeping composed and trying to make it technical. Brett is listening really well to his brother, and he's in his kind of relative side of the cage. So he's, even though on the other side you could definitely hear Derek on the other side of the room.
I mean, you hear a lot about that, the chain wrestling. I mean, there's a lot to be said about that even in jiu-jitsu, where you're always working towards the next thing, even though you've got something. Look at this Uma Plata try here.
Good attempt. I think just coming up a little short on time. I think you got to give that to Brett for the submission attempts. I don't think any were too clean. I think both of them defended the submission attempt of the other one really well.
Man, I mean, I love seeing a good jiu-jitsu game. I know a lot of people don't. I practice jiu-jitsu a little bit, so I kind of understand the game a little bit. But what would you like to see from these guys going to the second round? I want to see more of that.
I do too. I mean, to be fair, you're seeing both guys at their strengths. Both of these guys are grapplers. Brett's got to stay calm. I think I like the passes that he was doing. And even if I'm Josh, man, I'm sticking to the game plan. Josh is doing well. He's getting his guard back. He's staying calm. He's got to look for those underhooks. He's in really good shape. He's not even breathing hard. So
and I'm super happy to see. I like to see Brett going for those those submissions, I mean, as a wrestler, typically you just kind of look for that ground and pound, but he's actually going for some submissions, and he's chaining them together.
Oh, yeah, he's trained them really well together, and he's also chained his transitions very well.
Circle, circle, circle.
We go back to the ground here.
I like the single leg idea better. I think that's a lot safer for
Circle
him.
him off the cage. Brett, circle his legs off the cage. Brett, circle his legs off the cage. Hands inside, hands inside.
So Derek yelling real loud for Brett to get him off the cage. I think from there you'll see that would be Josh's chance to reverse him.
I see Josh working a lot of that butterfly guard underneath there a little bit too.
Your right arm slides through.
Yeah, I think that's his best option to get the sweep that he's looking for. I'd just be looking to switch my hips over to get past those hooks.
Going to do a little bit of elevator sweep there to just kind of spread them out.
Brett, posture up right here. But watch your right arm. Watch your right arm. Turn his head right back to the cage.
So, I mean, obviously, we can hear Minner a little bit. What is Minner trying to get him into here?
Ooh, good wrist control there.
Right there.
Well, I can tell you what he's trying to keep him away from. He doesn't want his feet on the cage. That's, you know, he'll be looking for the arm bars from there. He's trying to keep relative posture and his hands off the mat.
Keep your hands on the inside, Brett.
So at a certain point, it's a mix of what he doesn't want to do. Now he's got a posture. He's looking for. He's essentially calling out what Josh is doing and telling him the opposite.
So what you're saying is he's playing a defensive top game at this point.
Slightly, though he is giving a lot of offensive.
Well, I mean, he's throwing those punches. I mean, that's the big difference between this and jiu-jitsu is you can throw that elbow on that punch and you can create a little bit of space.
Push that left leg down.
Oh, yeah. I really want to see Brett get this pass. I think gets to half guard, it's going to be able to stay a lot more calm.
I'm just trying to figure out Josh, now I'm not even sure what he's trying to do here. I mean, I see he's trying to work on the body.
Well, he's kind of struggled in a middle ground. He's not close enough to the cage, and I think some of it's due to what Brett's been doing, where he's close enough to the cage that he hasn't been able to get his butterfly sweeps going, but not close enough that he can use that to like look for arm bars and rolls.
So, you know, we saw this earlier. This is obviously a little bit different in this kind of level of a game.
Coming up to the arm triangle.
Oh, here we go. Now we're on the other side of the arm triangle here.
Yeah, he's got to keep his forearm down flat on the mat. Good job letting that go. Good defense from Josh.
We can take a hook or we can dagger there. Don't give up position there though. Hey, we're punching.
Josh tried to swim through there.
We don't need to give up position here.
If I'm, you know, as far as Brett, I'd go more conservative. I think with Josh, he's either looking to roll into like a knee bar. Yep, right there. He's got to keep spinning. Sprawls out. Josh needs to re-roll.
Keep punching. Keep punching.
So that's been my only knock in the past against Josh's jiu-jitsu is sometimes he really risks a lot of position to go for these certain submissions, and he'll risk like a bad position there. You know, he'll look for toe holds while, you know, giving his back up, things like that.
So, I mean, you know, now we're kind of in a different position here because, you know, we're kind of in a, I think Josh is down 2 rounds here just because he's been on the bottom the whole time. You know, if you're Josh, I mean, what do? Do you go out there? Do you go for the takedown this time and try to get on top? You know, go for that ankle pick. You know, just try to trap him against the cage, take him down. I mean, if you're Josh, what are you going to try to do here?
So if I'm Josh, I'm either looking for more like an uppercut to get him on the come in, or as you suggested, you know, you've ended up on bottom this whole time. Might as well take your shot, see what you can make, and if you can't, maybe go to a leg lock and try to work your sweep. You know, he needs to stay out of that middle ground against the cage where he hasn't been able to get things off. You either need to get up against the cage, get up and go to the guillotine, or you need to be in the middle where you can start working your butterfly. Watch for that overhand right from Josh. He slept a couple guys off of that. Good single leg.
And I'll tell you what, man, I'm surprised tonight's fights. We've gone 3 rounds in every fight so far, haven't we?
Except for the Jesse Lee fight.
The Jesse Lee fight, that was their first round.
Yep. You know, I think good wrist trap from Brett. I think a big thing for Brett is to get past this guard. He had a ton more success once he's getting passed into even a half guard.
So, if you are, you know, obviously you've got to do something as Krejci here. You know, now you've been on the bottom. You kind of know his top game. What do you do? Do you try to sweep him and get on top? Do you see an opening on the bottom? What do you do here?
Well, some of it's a little too late because I would have been looking more towards the middle, and that wrist control is going to be. He fought out of it, but that takes a lot of energy. So at this point, maybe look to go some kind of half guard sweep. I don't think, or you got to look for your elevator with the butterfly though. You can't let this wrist get trapped again. It's going to buy him another 20, 30 seconds of ground and pound.
There you go. Now turn his head back to me. Turn his head back to me.
And what you can see is Derek in his corner is able to coach him basically through this whole scenario.
Just lay down, because when you got the head control, just push his knee down. He can't do anything there. Push it down. Push it out. Take this ball.
He's going to try to get a little separation here. Hopefully, create some sort of chaos. I mean, sometimes on the ball, this is what we tell you to do: create a little chaos and see where you end up, right?
Yeah, I'd be looking for that butterfly hook. Try to get some kind of lift.
You got 1 minute left. Good. Just posture up now. Good.
I mean, super technical fight. I've been amazed with Brady has grown leaps and bounds in his jiu-jitsu defense game here, his jiu-jitsu game in general.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure this is the longest he's ever gotten a fight. Typically, you'll see him start to fade in the second. I'm proud of Brett. He's kept his focus this whole fight. If anything, he's fought better in the last 2 rounds than he fought in the first round.
Oh, absolutely. And he's
good elbow.
Staying on top. He's staying heavy. I mean, he's doing everything he has to do to stay on top. He's not letting, he's not creating any distance. He's not letting Krejci create distance. I mean, I've been pretty impressed with him this fight.
Yeah, and credit to both guys. Even for Josh, I feel like they've really fought a technical fight for amateurs, and I think it's a testament to, 11 and 12 fights between the two of them. So.
And I mean, you know what? And nothing against Josh, man. Josh, he's got that losing record, but Josh has taken some tough fights too.
Oh yeah, and actually, his record's a little deceiving because he's on a 2-fight win streak right now. So, watch out for the guy that's kind of streaking.
Here we are in the last 10 seconds. I don't think we're going to see anything change here. Nope. Man, I'm happy to see Brett, man. I mean, I like Brett. He's a good kid, and I'm happy to see him out there and come out there and show that kind of game.
I'm more impressed with him this fight than ever before. He kept very controlled.
Well, I mean, in all honesty, man, that's what it's all about, man. It's as an amateur, you want to grow every fight. You want to fix all those holes.
Yeah, man, this is better.
So, obviously, when you're looking at the amateur main event on a card, I mean, how far do you think he is from being able to take that leap into being pro at this point?
Man, I'd be looking for, as far as Brett going pro, maybe 1-2 more fights. Maybe make one more run, make a run to the title, get that elusive title, that title shot, and it's definitely close. A lot of cage marks on Brett's back.
After 3 rounds of action, we go to the judges' scorecards. All 3 judges score this contest 30-27 for your winner out of the red corner, Brett Minner.